Hey, it is summertime 2022. There's so much that's been growing and going on in our orchard and garden. I want to show you what's been happening. Let's get busy. So it's summertime in the orchard, and unlike springtime where there is a bunch of stuff that is just coming into bloom and getting up and running, summertime, everything is full bore, things are growing, things are getting baked by the sun, and so it's a very, very active time, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. You might be able to see all of those things all over the ground, and this entire orchard is strewn with clippings and branches and some weeds that have cropped up and stuff that we haven't picked up. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 things that are growing or working out really well in the orchard this year. Behind me here, the chicken coop is fully going. The ladies are laying eggs like crazy. One of our chickens died a few months ago. The 19 that we have remaining are putting out roughly 1 egg every day. So our family's getting blown out with eggs. We're getting like 15 to 19 eggs a day, but they're doing so well. One of the reasons we love chickens in the orchard is because we can just throw scraps of things. We can take weeds and throw them in there, dead and dying vegetables. If anything has pests on it, we throw it to the chickens, and they're so happy to get them as like a treat. They get excited, they fight over it, which is wonderful. And then it comes back to us as eggs. Oh, I left the door open, the girls got out. Come on, girls. Come on, get out of here. Get back in there. Some other stuff that's exciting up here has to do with these bananas. This is like the 2nd or 3rd season we've had bananas. We've got 2 bunches. That one that's being propped up right now is going to be ready to harvest probably in the next month. It's fattening up. And then this one put out its flower pod and has a bunch of fruit. It's always the female flowers that are the ones that fruit. They don't need a male flower in order to set fruit. And so even though the bottom half of that flower bud are the male flowers, but these things are fantastic. So these 2 Namwa bananas were planted. One was planted on this side, and I ended up taking a pup and planting it over there. Now, these little guys down here are our dwarf Cavendish. Is it Cavendish or Cavendish? I don't even know. Probably Cavendish, but maybe it's Cavendish. Anyway, those guys got frosted out and the top of it died, and I thought, man, here I go losing the banana plant, but some new pups sprang up in its place, and so we're looking forward to those popping up. Those are the bananas that when you go and buy a banana at the store, that's what you're getting. Behind me here is a giant Fuyu persimmon. Something we've discovered with this Fuyu persimmon, this giant Fuyu persimmon, aside from the fact that it wants to send branches way far out and had to do a lot of pruning to keep it compact, is that all of the fruit grows on this year's growth, on new growth. So everywhere where you see fruit, this all grew on this season's growth. And so that makes me excited when I see new growth happening. This thing, it's not that as established a tree. You see the trunk is not giant, but it has a ton of fruit on it. So we're trying to balance the amount of fruit, but keeping this tree happy and healthy. Behind me here is my 2-in-1 Jujube planting. I have a Lee Jujube, which is the big one, and a long Jujube, lang. It's like a weird A sound, and I can never quite get it right. And people always comment on my videos, you're not saying it right. It's somewhere between long and lang. Anyway, this is like a hero tree. This Jujube is just a hero in the sense of the amount of fruit that it puts out. Look at all of this crazy fruit on here in terms of its growth, in terms of its being resistant to pests. There are really no pests that we've seen that have discovered it. It wants to put out a bunch of these suckers like this one. Even the suckers have fruit. Look at this. This is coming right out of the ground, and it has all of this fruit going on. So I don't know if this is actually going to be any good, because I think all of these Jujubes are grafted onto another type of Jujube. So it'll be interesting to test that out before I cut it down. But man, what a specimen these 2 are. Now, it is going to benefit from some summer pruning to come and reduce some of the height. But again, I'm reluctant to get rid of the height because all the way up there has a bunch of fruit on it. And so I'm thinking I'm going to probably let it fruit this year, then I'm going to cut it off. Now, just like the persimmon, Jujube grows and fruits on current this season's growth. And so you can see that really evidently here. You see this tender green growth right here on this long Jujube and its characteristic pear-shaped fruit. And so all of the old fruit, or all of the old wood is going to just be a scaffolding for all of that new growth to come out and to provide wood. So if you have found your eventual size and your optimal final size of your jujube, you actually want to cut it back further than that during winter pruning, so that way all of the new growth that brings you back out to size is going to fruit for you. All right, let's move on. Okay, you guys have found me in number 5 here. That's the canopy of this emerald drop pluot. This pluot ripens up and it's green. It's kind of still a pretty crunchy and firm pluot. It's pollinated by Santa Rosa and I think also Flavor Grenade, which is next door to it. It's kind of wedged in between the two. And this pluot is like a burst of sugar and flavor. My goodness. It's truly unreal how flavorful this one is. I like all of these pluots. I like Flavor Grenade because of how crunchy it is and the long hang time. I like our Pluaries for the flavor. But this emerald drop pluot, if you have like a Santa Rosa or a Flavor Grenade, you should really consider planting this. It's so tasty. Delicious. Okay, this netted up mess is actually my dragon fruit alley. And if you look on the back of this, these dragon fruit are really, really happy. It's easy for them to get scorched in the hot sun. And so having some shade cloth up that protects from some of that late afternoon sun is really, really important. Now, I've got a secret thing in the works where my dragon fruit, it's gonna involve a giant geodesic dome. I think I'm gonna call it the Dragon Dome. Stay tuned for that. I'll put a link so you can check out the dome that I'm talking about. But look at these dragon fruit. Every one of these cultivars is a unique and kind of rare cultivar. So we've got Condor, we've got American Beauty, we've got Palora, Ecuador Palora, we've got, I don't remember what the other ones are, but they're all really good. What is it? Red Laverne is another one. Oh, and Sour Patch. Was it Sour Patch Kid? I need to check with Richard of Grafting Dragon Fruit. I need to see my messaging with him because he told me which kind it was. But these are all doing really happy. Now, one of the things that really is kind of could be a bit of a problem are all of these additional kind of little just shoots that are coming out here. Every one of these that are going up and just growing in every direction, those are taking away from the eventual canopy, which I want to be up here. And so truly, I need to come through here and cut these off and either send them to people who want dragon fruit, or actually I want to at the bottom here have 1, 2, 3 more that I can start, and that way I can have dragon fruit going all the way up this trellis. Either way, these are going to need to come off, and so I need to just come through and do that. But in terms of happy plants, man, these are looking so happy. Now, I was talking through what one of the benefits of the chickens is that they give eggs, but also some of their manure has been helpful. And so being able to take and put some of that chicken manure down here at the bottom, usually you don't want to put this on any type of vegetables or anything you're going to be eating directly, because it's not composted and can sometimes contaminate. But if it's going just at the root system of a much larger plant where you're not going to be eating any fruit until it gets way up here, being able to put some sort of chicken manure down there just to provide some additional nutrients is really a win for this type of situation. Okay, I told you I was going to show you 5 things, but I want to show you a bonus one that I'm really excited about in the actual garden, our new garden beds. We constructed these garden beds several months ago, finally got the irrigation going and got them filled with the eventual soil. And I am so happy with the way that these tomatoes have been growing. What kind of tomatoes do we have growing under here? Here, the beefsteak, looking a little bit weird and warbled. Got our Cherokee purple over here. Wow, look how giant those are. Although, man, these look almost like they got swapped. That's gonna hopefully turn out to be a gorgeous one. Got some fruit throughout the canopy. We've got our cherry tomatoes here. We've got some little ones that have just set fruit. And so we're gonna expect to see a bunch of fruit over the whole season with these. A few more months of tomato harvest. And so the way that I've opted to put these up and to trellis these is using the Florida weave system. So rather than those tomato cages, this is a really easy and efficient way to trellis up and keep upright all of these indeterminate varieties of tomatoes. And so we got started a little bit late in the season, had kind of some tragedy hit our family. My dad passed away. And so these got in the ground a little bit late, but we're very excited to see a bunch of fruit on here and them growing so happily and putting out so many flowers. And we have a lot of pollinators, so we're looking to get a really good crop out of these. So there is lots going on in the orchard, like these tiger stripe panache figs that are growing. We've got some really great citrus that's growing after we skirted them up and see a lot of fruit up in the top. But not everything is puppies and rainbows. In fact, we've had more pest damage this year than any other year, probably combined over the last several years, from squirrels to gophers to bugs to disease. I've got a video linked right here so you can see what's not working out in our orchard. So click on that. Well, if you got one thing in your orchard or garden that you're growing, or 500, until next time, stay busy.